Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today are 10 easy, do-it-yourself military survival and bushcraft tips, tricks, and hacks that we can employ out in the field or around camp to make our lives a little bit easier, all in under 10 minutes. Stand by. For this first task, we're going to need our wet weather bag, a couple of rocks, and a hank of 550 cord, because we're going to make an improvised backpack. What we're going to do is lay out that wet weather bag flat, fold it down at the bottom to create two corners left and right. We're going to put our rocks inside the bag, down at our corners, and making an arbor knot or a jam knot or any non-slip knot with our 550 cord. We're going to tie it over top of those rocks outside the bag, creating improvised anchor points like we would if we were using a tarp. From here, we're going to grab our gear, shove it inside our wet weather bag, and then stand the bag up, closing the opening of the bag. We're going to grab the center of the 550 cord hank and create just a simple lark's head. We're going to slide that lark's head over top of the opening of the bag, cinch it down, and now we have our shoulder straps. We can throw this backpack on, move through the woods, and move out. This next tip is great for evasion. We don't want to write down anything in our notebook that could compromise us later. So instead, when we get information over comms, we're going to pull out a map marker and write that information down on a leaf. We commit it to memory, locate it on the map, and then all we have to do is grab that leaf, crumple it up, drop it on the map, blow it into the wind, and now that information is gone forever and no one will ever know except us. Always hang on to that MRE spoon, never throw it away, because it has a lot of different uses. We can use it for trap triggers, we can use it for improvised field antennas to communicate over radios, and we can use it in this tip for a flame extender. What we're going to do is take that MRE spoon, plant it in the ground, get out some sort of 90-degree edge tool, and start scraping the handle of that spoon, creating fine shavings. From here, all we have to do is grab our lighter, a match, or some sort of ignition source, light those shavings, they'll start to burn, let it eat up the spoon, and now we have long-lasting tinder so we can start our survival fire. Speaking of spoon, always have a metal mess spoon as part of your kit, not only to eat with, but for improvisation, because this next tip, we're going to use that metal spoon as the bearing block for a bow drill friction fire set. That concavity as part of the spoon makes a perfect bearing block, especially if we have a spindle that is getting shorter and shorter because we've been using this bow drill friction fire set for numerous fires. Once that spindle gets too short, it becomes unwieldy and we can't handle it. But if we round off the pointy end of that spindle, we can use the spoon as the bearing block because it will fit perfectly. All we do is round off the end, fit the piece together, make sure it works. We're going to want to use some sort of cloth, bandana, or an extra glove in between the spoon and our hand because it's going to heat up as we drill. And then it's just business as usual. We drill, produce that ember, apply that ember to a tinder bundle, and blow it into flame, and we have our survival fire. Here's a great tip when using that commando saw or that pocket chainsaw to increase our safety as well as potentially take down material from a concealed position. What we're going to do is add extensions onto the handles of this pocket chainsaw using cordage and toggles. We're going to create toggles, and then taking our cordage, we're going to use end-of-line bowline knots to attach the cordage to the handles of the saw, and then using jam knots or arbor knots, we're going to attach the cordage to our toggles, thus increasing the length of our handles. We're going to move out to the area where we want to take down material, select that material, and then place the chain around that material as close to the base or the forest floor as possible. Then we're going to move back to a concealed position, drawing out those handles, begin sawing, and take down the material we selected, and move back to our hide site. For this next tip, we're going to employ a little bit of counter-tracking technique. Because we just use our commando saw to take down this material, we can't leave a fresh cut in this area, otherwise it will be an indicator of our presence in the area. What we're going to do is try to fool our tracker into thinking that this is an older cut and that we actually haven't been in this area by using a little bit of concealment. What we're going to do is dig down at the base of the tree we just cut, grab some dirt, and rub that dirt all over the cut and the open portions of the tree we just cut down, thus making it appear older than it actually is and potentially fooling our pursuer. Alright, for our next trick, we're going to need to get into our MRE and dig out that accessory packet. What we're looking for in that packet is the book of matches. Now, these matches are notoriously bad. However, we can employ a little POW trick to increase the longevity of that matchbook and give us a lot more attempts at starting fires. what we're going to do is split that match. We're going to split it right down the middle, starting at the back end of the match all the way to the head. And once we have it split, we have two matches. We'll put one back to save it for later, use that other one. A little tip with starting Esbit fuel cubes is taking out our knife and creating a little bit of dust on top before lighting it with our match, so that a weak match like this will actually light that powder quickly and ignite our stove. Now we're going to need the salt out of our accessory packet from our MRE. It is mandatory once a year, preferably while in the field, every soldier come down with the Joe Crud flu. And so while we're in the field, we're going to use improvisational methods to come up with home remedies to treat different illnesses while in the field. One such remedy is creating a simple oral wash or throat rinse that we can use with the salt packet from our MRE. We're going to heat it up in water, gargle it, and then spit it out, rinse, and repeat. Opportunity for glory. Time to dig out that trick birthday candle inside our survival tin kit and use it as a flame extender. We can even get this candle lit without having any other ignition source besides a sparking device. And how we do this is by using our combat socks. We're going to take out those socks, lay them flat, grab our field knife, and begin scraping as much lint off of our socks as possible. We need a good sized pile. Once we have that ball of lint, we're going to place it on a dry surface, take out our aviator spark light, ignite the lint, holding the candle above it, thus igniting the candle. And once we have that candle lit, now we can apply it to our survival fire to get that fire going. And this trick birthday candle, even when blown out, will still reignite into a strong flame for another fire. Every water source is a potential open danger area, exposing us to detection or compromise. We need to get that water to stay hydrated, but we need to get away from the water source to avoid our pursuers. One way that we can get that water and get a lot of it very quickly is by using our wet weather bottoms or the pants as makeshift water bladders. We tie the hems shut with 550 cord, invert the pants, turning them inside out, and then go down to the water, scoop as much water as possible into those pant legs, and each leg will become a water bladder. We then move to the shore, and we can tie the waist shut or the remainder of the pants shut, either with more 550 cord or twisting it and tying it into a knot. Once we have that tied shut, now we have two bladders that we can easily place over our shoulders, around our neck, stand up, and move back to our hide site with water enough for everyone in our party. Alright guys, that was 10 easy, do-it-yourself military survival and bushcraft hacks in less than 10 minutes. I really hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.